On today's video, the country of Georgia will form an empire in 2025. And the first thing they do is, well, they go to war with Armenia. Because Israel likes to invade Armenia. Poor little Armenia. But let's invade Armenia. They're only a small country that has a massive enemy next to them. And another enemy next to them. And then south, they have a questionable nation, and then, yeah. And now, Azerbaijan gets invaded for the first time in a long time. And quickly, they're overrun. And they quickly occupy Nagorno-Karabakh region and take over the rest of it. Now they have one more country to, not one more country to invade, but another country to invade, as they have unified the Caucasus Mountain region. So now, they go to war with a massive nation called Turkey. And well, it goes really well. And let's see the invasion. With them crossing the border right away, and cutting through the nation, cross the border, and start taking over land as they head towards the capital. With Turkey failing to launch a counter-offensive, they end up giving up. And well, with this, a big chunk of land is annexed from part of Turkey, and at this point Iran, fearing their eventual attack, decides to preemptively invade Azerbaijan. Well, they move in and quickly take land. And they quickly take more land. And then taking over the Azerbaijan and Armenia areas. But at this point, a massive counter-offensive is launched. And it's a full-on success, as they use this and they march all the way to Tehran. And well, they manage to get there pretty efficiently. And well, then they get stuck in a stalemate, so they start moving in the north where they're still advancing. As more troops manage to get in, and the attack on Tehran happens with them succeeding. And they keep advancing for a bit before they agree on peace. And they agree to just annex these lands. And well, they have to withdraw from what they occupy back to what they annex. And well, Russia isn't impressed with them having a nation that isn't an ally to them. And well, let's see how it goes. With them quickly occupying all the nations in the area. Yes, they quickly move into the north. They quickly take over Azerbaijan due to how great of an area it is, and into parts that are mainly populated by Azeris and Iran, and then into Armenia. But at this point, seeing they're not in the best situation for winning at this point, they fund some Chechnyan and Dagestan rebels, yes, into these two areas. With the Chechnyan rebels starting to succeed in taking land over. With a fear of encirclement starting to rise in that area. With the forces, the Georgian forces and Chechnyan rebels meeting up. With this area in the south being connected back up, and this encirclement falls. And while they push them back here, with Russia falling back even more, with the Chechnyan rebels moving to the west and north, and getting close to cutting this area off. with forces being forced to start retreating out of this big occupation. And they hold on to a big chunk of Azerbaijan as they plan to evacuate these areas through boats if necessary. As the rebels, which have some of the forces of the nation in it, moves in this direction. And well, everyone's shocked at how well that went. With the rebels wanting to join them, they quickly do. And well, let's see what happens. Yes, Russia isn't having a fun day. And well, this video is recorded 21 days in advance, yes. And well, they quickly advance across the front line. At this point, they move into the Russian city of Volgograd and takes it. And with this, they end up getting a peace treaty. So let's see the peace I've held in the Caucasus regions of Russia being annexed, and some territories along the Black Sea coast is annexed. And well, that's pretty much all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Wild Mapper out, and until you subscribe. Bye, guys!